Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another, incredible experience. Last couple of days have been rather well. I mean, as far as insight, clarity, and a little bit of laughter to help you continue your day, all mixed in, you know, one pot of gumbo, which created the last couple of shows. You know, but anyways, every day alive is a good day. Once you start looking at things, that way, be able to handle stuff a lot better. That's why I always talk about the carry. What I mean by the carry is just carrying your own weight, being your own man. Be the one in charge to actually make the decisions, deal with the snap decisions. That's how you quarterback your life. I mean, that's why in certain situations I'll just pass on it. Certain situations I'll treat like a quarterback and just pass on it. You know, even if some of those situations are appeasing or alluring, I can pass on it. I do what I want, come as I am. You know, no apologies needed. It's not that, I'm sorry that I'm not sorry. It's just, it is what it is. That's the vibe. That's pretty much the description of my mood. But anyways, the title in itself actually just came from a conversation. You know, just derived from a young lady. Just vibing off of just who I am. He said, you kind of have that big dick energy. And you know how to talk. Like you're real good with words, but it's like a mystique about you. You know, you appear to be this way, but I don't know if it's true. And what that means is it's surreal. I mean, she has the opportunity to actually be happy. You know, usually happy when you make healthy choices. Like how she thinks, kind of, it's kind of like ginger. In a sense, it's like with that ability to think on the fly, move on the fly. She actually has an understanding of herself. I mean, it's a million different scenarios. No exaggeration. There's different scenarios I can present to you that you can basically understand what I'm talking about a lot better. Just because I speak on things, it is what it is. I still enjoy my life. That's what I'm always going to do first. That's what's important to me, and the only way I can enjoy my life is when I'm actually in the driver's seat, and I got my own GPS system, you know, installed in my my memory bank. Means I don't really miss a thing. Forget a thing. Exactly, I know when that thing happened, the exact date and time. Before and after, though. So now you understanding, what this is. You know, no one was speaking on energy before I did it. No one was speaking on a lot of things before, I did it. But, I don't mind it. But what I'm going to remind you is this is exactly how you do it. And this is exactly how you carry it. No apologies needed. It is what it is. You know, money talks and bullshit walks. Mr. Oh, how you living? Bro, how you living? Peace to the sun, you. You know, we in the land of the living. But I was a ganja baby. That's why I'm so smooth. I was a ganja baby. you know, I'm the gold child too. You know, it's kind of like movie ATL. Like chicks look at you like Nunu. Like, ooh, you special. Yeah, you guys are special too, but you're special. Like you need to be in a class with a helmet. You know, I mean, yeah. Think about it. I mean, you really think it's a difference when you're running on gas and you're running on light. You're running on oil. You know, true oil from the soil. Be exact. You know, what else? I mean, I hear some of you old timers, you know, tracing me. You know, I mean, you're tracing me while I'm already painting the actual perfect picture. Apologies, right? So I can do this. I have class. I'm just a chill asshole, though. That's my thing. It's my jam right there. That's my song. You know, DJ keep playing my song. Like keep her dancing all night long. See, you know, y'all talk like y'all have it, man, but I be having women dancing my song. Keep saying, "Hey DJ, can you play my song? Keep me dancing all night long." You know, I ain't you every day walking around this. You know, what up, Mike? How you living? You know, that's only on the host side of things, but not the Joe side of things. You know, I don't even know y'all, so why would I Joe y'all? You know what I mean? As far as all that talk, man, I've been rapped out. It's like y'all been crapped out. Funny Dice ass. Andrew Dice ass niggas. No jokes, just a joke. You know, not really an insult, but it's just you know, like what are you trying to prove to me? It's nothing I have to prove to you, and there's nothing you need to prove to me. I don't care. I would like to, just don't. You know, You're telling me I've been icy. Not before Christ, but a long time. I've been icy. You know, no action figures. Just action with it. But relaxing with it is mine. Like who took it from me? I'll let y'all front with it. I just smarten up and just learn how to run with it. Jehovah, what's going on? Polo, how you living? Jehovah, it's been a minute. That's just the vibe, really. You know, little light flow. A little light show. I'm also Michael though. I'm like Michael back then and Kanye right now. Like Michael Jordan. You know, and Carrie Potter and Carrie Bonds. You know, he says love, indeed, respect, man, respect. You know, respect holds more value than love. Just keep that in mind. Love can be paid for. Love can be blind. Oh, love will have you feel like you're falling, or you're actually falling, but you look like you're flying. Then you're singing to yourself. Sometimes falling feels like flying, and that's what gets you jammed up. You know, you don't fall in love with anything. Have love for everything. Don't fall in love with anything. It's really that simple. It's a healthy, you know, thoughts, healthy emotions, healthy choice. So I had to put that together. I mean, you're happy right now, right? Of course you are. I don't know why I even asked you a question. Rocking with the best. Ever said it, did it, lived it, you know, taught it. Never really see myself as a teacher. I just see myself as myself. No titles needed. No, never anything necessary. You know, it's always necessary. You know, I like some of the comments that were made against me. I don't love it, but I like it. You're trying, you know, but your arms to reach. I'm sorry, make the correction there. Work on my grammata. You know, been cooking up this gumbo. See, your arms are too short to reach for me. At the end of the day, you know, you thought I was playing when I said, God amongst men, even the most manliest men, are midgets to us. You know, all we got is us, man. God, we don't give a fuck. You know, this is the way it is to the end. It feels like a never-ending story. You know, at the same time, remember that movie? Probably watched when you were a kid. It was a never-ending story. Yeah, guess it's just that's glow talk right there. You know, but say that whole shit for your shit. Don't bring it over here. Don't try to mix your stuff with mine like it's a potluck. You know, we are not the same. And those, y'all know who I'm talking to. See how professional I'm carrying it? I could do it any way. I could do it this way. I could do it that way. Huh? You know, y'all said I was brilliant. Beautiful mind. Y'all loved it. Yeah. Beautiful mind that light up your life. That's beautiful right there. That's beauty. See, no, that's beautiful. My brain is beautiful. The woman, she's beauty. But my brain is beautiful. And when she gets what's in my brain, it'll make her beautiful. Y'all want to be beautiful. Be made like Maybelline. No finger paint. You know. Mm. You know what the vibe is? The big dick energy. You know, look like he might change my life. No, it looked like correction. Looked like I can, but you know, it's up to you if I, you know, do or want to. You know, you know. Even if I don't want you, man, my game will still haunt you. But it's not really my game, nigga. Ain't no fucking game. I just got talk, conversation. How I carry it. You know, you could talk. You could tell where I talk is with direction, directional confidence, directional competence, hmm? Directional dominance. Okay. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to walk my dogs without the leash. Little boy. Come on. Like who y'all, messing with? You know? I'm like Shamgar. Look that up. Like Shamgar. Like Shamgar, man of God, a man against the odds. Just learn how to conquer them. I mean, some people are good at, you know, school or good at YouTube. I'm good at life. You know? It's still blessings. You could be good at YouTube. I'm good at life. It's still blessings. Still want you to make it. Even though you can't hide your hatred, you don't want me to make it. You don't want me to take it. You know, I'm not aggy, you're sick. You know, my shoes is off, my belly is full. My eyes are still on the prize at the same damn time. You know, you know. See, my type of knowledge just started riots in college. You know, you ever seen the movie Lucy? The guy donated his brain. You see how it changed the world. You know, I'm a world changer. I'll change your world. I'll change your entire 360 and have it peace on earth if I want to. See, that's what women see when they see me. That's what big dick energy is. I mean, I heard them try to talk it, but they never talked it like this. Now, I like that quote though. Are you talking shit or are you making content? I like that, man. I like it. I like it. Yeah. But you like how I mixed it and I remixed it? You know? It's like Burger King. I'm going to have it my way. Okay? Not your way. I'm going to have it my way. Like, you remember us used to sing a song, My Way? Yeah. It's my way or the highway. I always did it the flyway. That's why I don't ask for no favors. Hmm? I always did the flyway. That's why I don't ask for no favors, man. Like, think about that. You know? Think about that. Well, think about this. I came on here, you know, I just knew what you didn't know and talked about it. That's it. You know? That's it. But you don't know that you don't know. Some of you don't even want to know whether or not if you don't know. You know? It's like Hollywood Squares. It's unnecessary. You know? Life is good, baby. Breathe better. You know? How could what you say affect how I feel? I don't know you, so why would I Joe you? You know? You know? I'm the champ, baby. I'm supposed to be the champ. I'm pretty. You know what I'm saying? I'm the greatest like Ali. You know? Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Ooh. That can only be ICE. You know? Turn her. And don't forget the senior. You know? Because when she met me, you can never get between her. I'm a ganja baby. Let that marinate, that minister to you. Shit is light work. What's going on, Lonzo? You know? I'm on a new level, man. It's always been my level, but it's a new level. Because it's still 8 level. It's just a higher level in that level. That is just mine. And it's just me. You know? You know? I got women with good headpieces around me. You know? Good headpieces. Some guys are scared to have women awake. I never sleep. You know? Maybe that could be the difference. Never sleep, but I rest. You like that? I know. Yeah, it was, you know, again, something unbelievable. That's where the mystique comes from. If you think, how do you feel the mystique is like this confused? Like, no, it's surreal. You can't be this butter. You know, you know what I mean? See, everybody loves the way I do me. Nobody hates me. You know, deep down inside, it's their old man pride. Nobody hates me. It's the jealousy, the envy, man. They don't hate me. You know, they really don't hate me. That's why I'm never tripping. I talk greasy. I am greasy, but it's just I know y'all don't hate me. And if you did, it still wouldn't matter. I mean, it's not like, oh, I love y'all. Nah, I don't know. Like I said, just say I don't care. I don't, but it's like I don't want anything. I don't want anything bad to happen to you. You know, but you know, it's just nothing else we need to talk about. Nothing else we need to, you know. There's business and then there's games. You gotta decide what side you want and what side you want. Is it business or is it games? Because if it's business, you know, but if it's games, there's nothing else to talk about. I don't want to be in your way, and certain I don't want you to be in my way. More importantly, you know, you know, I'm not poking my chest. I don't want anybody taking me for joke, taking me for shorts, taking me for sloppies, taking me for slowies, taking me for joeys. Okay, no blowies over here. Y'all like to eat Franks? That's one of y'all. That's how y'all carry it. You know, respect is earned, just like money. It's really no different. Once you understand respect, you know, you'll begin to respect your life. And then when you respect your life, the money will respect you. But you don't respect life. You don't check yourself. You get checked by life, you know? And then the women disrespect you. It's living a sad life and a mad life, you know? Do you want that for yourself? Life is about treatment. I don't want to be in a place where that's kind of like a forced thing or like some type of spiritualist idea, you know? Sometimes the hellfire in America teaches you whether or not the love is real. If it burns up in a fire, you know? Wood, hay, or stubble. Is that love real? Because everybody's giving out fake love for free. You know, that's when they get you. You know, you gotta be smarter than that, Chicky Time. Gotta be smarter than that. And you gotta get over yourself, you know, and get over wherever your ailments is because, how can you heal if you keep pretending like you're not hurt? And your hurt is determined by your lack of, self sufficiency, and discipline, mental discipline, spiritual discipline, physical discipline. Be a man of discipline. Discipline leads to success. It does. Discipline, beauty, and order. You know, because I have a discipline. You know, I have beauty and order. You know, did you catch that? Beautiful life, right? And women that have beauty, that's all in order. It's no need to, you're good here, you know? See, women don't feel safe with you guys because you're not providers or protectors, at least in your spirit. What provide is, you know, is covering over, you know? You could be providing guidance, providing insight, providing help, provide nurturing, provide sunlight, provide rest, you know, ease of her emotions, ease of her anxiety, ease of her insecurities, completely ease her. It's big dick energy is. Hmm? It's not just women, it's just even when you deal with conflict, you know, you see what kind of man you are, and you see what kind of men are in front of you based on how they stand, you know, based on how they stand on their word, how they stand, you know. So there's no confusion, you know. You should let people know exactly where you stand on situations and what they've done. Teaching them how to be real with themselves, right? Or teach them how to be true to themselves. They can finally, you know, muster the courage to be real with you. You know, it's always been my problem. People, like, you know, don't want to live your truth. Don't want to muster up the courage to, you know, be just that. You're scared to be yourself. You're scared to be in this world. You know, gotta get off the nipple. Gotta get off the nipple. Going back to the protection aspect, but your provision, protection. You know, what you have, it'll multiply. Not by, I mean, you don't really come across certain women. Someone posed a question. Actually, I think it was someone in the chat, or it might have been Ray. I mentioned about Twilights. You know, I've had some close cigars. You know, but as I said before, you know, and at peace, they've seen the potential of who they are. You know, in my conversation, right, and what I was talking to them about, right. But they're scared. Just like most people. That's why I say my only stance, I would say, against the self-improvement aspect, right? You know, is that you actually need self-actualization first in order for the self-improvement to kick in. Because, you know, self-actualization helps you to see exactly where you're off and where you're on, you know? I mean, you can't tell me shit but an opinion. And did your opinion get me paid? Your opinion didn't get me paid, it doesn't matter. And if you're not getting paid for your opinion, it doesn't matter, you know? I'm not lying on tape. I mean, get something off here. It's not like it is what it is. Some people are better at YouTube. Some people are better at life. It's blessings both ways. You know, we can learn from each other, but just you just stop hiding your problems. You don't have problems with me. You have problems with yourself. You know. Now, it's different between paying respects and dick eating, right? What y'all do is dick eat. Y'all don't pay respects. Like a person's style might have inspired you to do certain things. Like I inspired a lot of people in here. You know, I inspired a lot of people from different aspects, different sectors, or whatever. There's people that know me that I didn't even know. You know, it's a blessing. I mean, some people look at numbers. You know, I actually get to see the lives that I touch. It's all blessings. Some people are good at YouTube. Other people are good at life. You know, I think I don't like office politics. I don't like jockeying. You know, I prefer to just hold my own nuts. That's when you really become a grown up, man. When you can hold your own nuts. You know, just build it and watch them come. If you build it, they'll come. I'm building it. I'm building, baby. Can't stop the building. Can't stop the building. You know. I don't feel stuck on this mission. Talk to me. Talk nice. You know. If it's business, we can eat together. If it's game, we don't need to speak together. That's it. Just keep things on the cool side. The cool side of the pillow so you can rest easy. So I don't like anybody playing with my cash or my time. I mean, I consider myself a regular guy, but I don't like anybody playing with my cash or my time. I mean, you can't play with anything else. You can't play with my mind. You can't play with my emotions. Because you'll never know where they're at. You'll never know where I'm at. In that. I'm just talking. That's why, just figure it out. Just figure it out for yourself. Stop depending on people. Stop being codependent. Stop being weak. Stop being needy. You know. Stop being emotional and, trying to brush it up like it's your logic. It's not your logic that's putting these plays together, that's putting these little situations together. I had it all mapped out before you even knew what the plan was. I'm different, man. I'm different. Don't hug me. I don't care if you judge me. I'm just different. You keep that fake love to yourself. You might need it for a rainy day. Hmm? Be real with yourself. Why you mad? Why you really mad? Talk to me. Why you really mad? Talk nice. Why you really mad? See, it's not really even about the other stuff is just basically, you know, how I carry it, baby. That's what it really is. How I carry my own nuts. I leave with my nuts. No, no nuts, no glory. No reason anybody read your story, man. No reason for anyone to read your novel, your book. You know, every time we hit the record button, you know, give them a page from a book or two. I give you maybe, you know, one and a half. You know, you one and a half. That's good. You know, you can work with it. You can break it apart. Get a nice even little breakdown. You know, get a good breakdown. You know, get you right back on your 10 toes. You know, I hit you with that breakdown and get you right back on your 10 toes. That's if you want it. You know, scared niggas don't make no money. You know, white thing is young girls popping, early 20s, got it popping. Dudes in their 40s, 50s, late 30s, like aggy, hurting, confused, lost, angry, depressed, sad. Things like that really make you think about who's really thinking. You know, who's really playing and who's not playing. You know, I'm over levels, man. Anything you think is high above, I'm above that. I'm not a high value man. I'm Ice Turner. But don't forget the senior. You know, don't forget the senior. I'm the Big Mac with the extra cheese. You can hold the pickle. You know what I'm saying? How you feeling right now, sport? You know. Now, how about y'all? I just keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. I like it. It's not working. I mean, we're running on gas or we're running on oil. We're running on gas or we're running on light. Which is the difference between the wheat and the tear? The tear trying to be like the wheat. Tend to be a speaker of that truth, right? Some of you, can speak the truth. Some of us are the truth, in front of a million lies. I mean, it never tricked my wisdom or took me out of my position. What's going on with y'all? Yeah, I'm a rock with that. I'm sorry. What up, Polo? I'm gonna check that joint out. Much respect. You know, definitely vibing with that, man. That's why I do it, man. Stuff like that, man. You know, just showing me your appreciation, man. Be locked in, man. You know, Sometimes I think I might have said a lot, or maybe might have said enough. I don't know. I mean, what more can I really say? It's like, remember that Jay-Z song? What more can I say? I mean, I still got something to say, but what more can I say? You know. I think the reason why it's actually more I can say because I can say my audience is graduating. You know. Even the naysayers are learning from me. Even the people that you know want to keep me from surfacing. You know, I'm like the onward tree in this space. You know, an avatar. They want to be like ice. So they walk around with a blue face. You know what I mean? But because I ain't really accepting that they walk around with the screw face, you know, any feelings, you know, we ain't flogging, you sucker dodging. Okay, Roger that. You know, I mean, suckers make me nervous. I ain't crash bucket swerving, like Shaq in the baseline. Today's a new day. He said, "Is light work how the talk below is light works. Combine the audio with the visual into terrific displays of fireworks magnificently converted sound waves of energy. It excite her. Yo, I'm gonna keep that up there for a minute. I'm gonna let it, let that breathe. I messed it up a little bit, you know. I'm saying I'm on some good cookies, they not Toll House, you know. So I don't vibe with silly. Man, not running back like it's a fucking kickoff, right? I don't know, man. It's just, you know, it's been wonderful, right? Anyways, I mean, I don't tell a lot. I'm like telling without telling. Don't really tell. Don't really tell a tell. You know, these niggas is all Teletubbies, man. Like, look at them. They Teletubbies, Muffet babies. People sticking motherfucking fingers up their ass and shit. Yeah. What he said was, I thought it was wrist to finger ratio. Brody was like, nah, that's fucking finger to elbow ratio. I was like, whew, man, that was savage. It was just like, whoa, whoa, yeah. But I really don't even care for that shit anymore. To be honest with you, but that stuff is actually important. You know, what's important to me. It's just staying on my way. I'll be out your way. You're out mine. It's not that deep. It's not personal. Nowadays it's just a ways. You dig it? You know what I'm saying? It's like a heart to heart, man. I'm trying to show you the understanding of my cold heart. What's best for us? What's lucrative? Which is more peaceful, blissful? You know, make healthy choices. I mean, do y'all really want to squash it for real? Y'all want to stop me for real? Like, which one is it? Which one is it? I gotta make y'all mind up. Can't have mixed feelings, you know. 'Cause then you got the emotions of a bitch instead of a man. I don't have any emotions of a man. Man has emotions, but he's a man about his emotions. Yeah, none of you can really do this. You know, as far as just doing like this and doing it like that, man. Just leave me alone. I just do this. Y'all can be out in front. I don't care. Don't care. Who said I want the same things as y'all? I want my own things. I know what I want. I don't have to explain it to you. You know, y'all try to be the next whoever. I need to be the next whoever. I'm enjoying the path. I'm enjoying the path because I never would have ever imagined or even guessed or even thought of me touching lives. That's the difference between me and you guys. I feel like that centron, you know, so that mercy, you know, so the face of God and ask for mercy, say he's not worthy. But can you heal my brethren? So you gotta be like that centron, Braveheart, you know. I mean, you do learn a lot from being impulsive. Then you get self control, you know. Being impulsive, impetuous, egregious. Then you wake up every morning, you know, and you get the anointing, right? But you're still mean and honoring with people. I'm not saying you, I'm guilty of that. That's one thing. I get blessed to wake up, another day and, have the anointing. But I'll be mean and ornery with people. It's not really that I'm angry. I'm just never really in the mood. You know, I'm just never really in the mood for that. I don't consider myself a tough guy. I consider myself someone that's just never in the mood. Never in the mood to play your games or any game. I don't want to play on the home team or the away team. You know, I want to sit in the owner's box, mind my business, drink my espresso, my ristretto espresso. You know, try that. That's it, man. I don't mean no harm, man. What we doing over here? Let me see what we doing in the chat. Don Papo, I salute to you, brother. You already know. He said you be spitting policy, Brody. Respect. Indeed, you already know, Brody. You know, you're doing something mean to him, man. You know, let's say you have a gleam to him, man. You spit something mean to him. You know, I'm dripping and I never show my fashion. You know, when guys talk about fashion, I just be laughing, man. I wore the designer sneaks like they was Air Force Ones, though, man, on a regular basis. I mean, dude's talking about not wearing the same outfit twice. That's cool. I was into that. I was into fashion. You know, I didn't wear the same designer sneaks twice. You know, sometimes I sold them. Sometimes I boxed them up. I sold them for the low. You know, not that I really needed it. You know what I'm saying? To me, it always just felt good. See everybody look, you know what I'm saying, look decent around me. You know, it means I'm holding it down like I'm should. You know what I mean? I'm supposed to. You know, you say something mean to them, got a little gleam on you. You know, got a little team with you. You know, other people want a team with you. They really want a team with you. They just don't know how to ask. It's nothing personal. I just need to know if it's business or if it's games. You know, I love sports. But I ain't shot a basketball since I was like 18. And the only reason why I shot that basketball because it was a bet. You know, just putting bread on that concrete. Couldn't shoot, but I was like J.R. Smith anyway. And scored. You know, how do you want to live your life, man? I mean, do you do things to be noticed or do you do things to be remembered? It's a difference. Nah, I never really been someone that ever tried to be remembered. I was just remembered. You know, it's the ghost of who I am still haunts the women that ever been in my life. Still haunts the people that's ever been in my life. Had an opportunity to have a feast with me, man. You know, I'll let you walk off with your 30 shekels. You know, I was hurt because I wanted you to actually get more than 30 shekels. I was mad at, you know, your rate. I mean, you did what you did, but it was just your rate. It wasn't even, anything help you launch anywhere. It just sets you back. You might think you're moving ahead, but you're falling backwards, man. You're moving backwards. You know, to that own self be true. Do me a favor and go back, listen to the hidden knowledge piece I did. You know, help you figure out your brain. You know, that commercial is your brain. A fried pan. You know, your brain is frying on a pan, and that's the meat of your frustration. It's your problem right there. You know, everything is really state of mind first before it's anything else. You know, I don't carry myself in any box. When you're a transcendent man, you're actually supposed to be here. You're here for, a valid reason. Self-awareness provides solid reason. It's the evidence that commands a verdict. you know, again, fellas, again, ladies, this is big dick energy. You know, that's what they want. That's what they need. You ever found that need in the bottom of their shallow heart, right? In the bottom of their shallow heart, they had the presentation of what they think they want, what they actually want, and what they actually need. And when you're talking to me, I'm not really saying too much. You're just having regular conversations, like I'm having a conversation with you. But I'm like, whoa, you know, I see too much for me. You know, that's why I tell them, slow down. You know, slow down, baby. You know, slow down, baby. You need to. But that dude, Ram Pooba, told you need to slow down. Yeah, you need to slow down. You know, sometimes they too fine to be fucking that fast. I could say that. You know, different bosses, different levels. You know, before you judge a man, you have to, see what he's and where maybe he took, what he lost. He told him he was LeBron. This dude told you he was Jordan. I just thought I was Akeem Olajuwon. Looked like what? And, this is Akeem Olajuwon is a Hall of Fame player. That means he's got good footwork. You know, I got footwork. a Hall of Fame player, you know. I told him I already got 2 rings. I got 2 rings before this place, man. I've been down this rodeo before, you know, because if you play me, I'm going to pimp you. And if you try to pimp me, I'm going to play you, you know. That's what I did, you know. They had to respect the way I lay it down. You know, who's shooting for second place? You know, Larry Legend, Carrie Legend, you know. I would change my name again, you know. YouTube wasn't jacking the blueprint, but everyone, you know, agreed to it. Hmm? They liked it better. You know, Ice Turner Senior tells the truth. You know, this shows you that I've provided organic fatherhood. Organic fatherhood. Even if I didn't love some of you, still did right by you. How you want to sell it, still did right by you. You know, it's okay. I'm not supposed to like everybody. I'm not supposed to love everybody. You know, but you can respect everybody. But respect is something that has to be earned and shown. You know, what's right and exact. And that's the reason why you have guys that have problems with life. You struggle in life because you're scared. You struggle with your finances because you're scared. You struggle with women because you're scared. You struggle with maintaining and managing things because you're scared. You create that mess. You know, it'd be wise, you know, to actually put some footwork to that to fix that. You know, so looking for other people to pull you up out of the grave. Pull yourself up out. Put yourself on. Put yourself on. It's funny because people that around my age, they come from that era, but they do it, you know, the sucker way. Now put yourself on. It's like signing to a record label, right? Or not signing to a record label. It takes a little bit longer. Gotta work a little bit harder. Gotta be a little bit more dedicated, a little bit more focused. Gotta be a little more consistent. And your drops and your conversations and your words have to count. You build it up. You know, your work will basically stand the test of time. That's why I say I'm the New Testament for men. I'm like a new life for women, man. You know, I didn't want this role. I didn't ask for it. I didn't think about it. You know, just your local asshole. But I got this on me, so I got to deal with it. Kind of like how, you know, with Paul. It's like, you remove this from me, this thorn from me. That's really my thorn in my flesh. It's the glory of God. That's what people hate. Not say hate, but draws up the insecurity because they see the glory of God. You know, that's the thorn in me. You know, thorn in my flesh. You know, so this is why I don't really sweat about who's got nags, got now. You know, You know, even if y'all pretend to act like you don't notice, you know, but you can't name anybody that have an influence. You know, I'm talking about like just my jargon, you know, to my smoothity, you know, my fashion, you know, my look, you know, my good look is, you know, a good look. Y'all don't catch that. Y'all don't get that. But I'm not pressed on that. I don't care for that. You know what I mean? I didn't have control over that. That's just a thing. Just like, you know, some people are ugly. That's a thing. You know, it's not you can't control, you know, but you can take care of what you can control. Just like, you know, someone that's not, you know, bad on the eyes. It's not really a big deal. It's annoying sometimes. You know, sometimes you like the attention. Other times you just don't really want to be bothered. I mean, it's not because you're really in a bad mood or good mood. You just don't want to be bothered. You just feel like you could do more productive things with your time that would actually benefit you more in the long run. You know, that's what, you know, big dick energy is. Are you coming or going? If you don't know if you're coming, then I'm going. You know, maybe next lifetime. You know. Anyways, I think I've um I've said enough, and yeah, it's about, you know, an hour and 13 minutes. Blessings to y'all.